This is the video everyone has been asking for about the schools bill. So in under 3 minutes, I'm going to briefly explain what the schools bill is and how it might affect you. I'm also going to explain why home educators and many other groups in society, such as teachers and tutors, are so worried about it. So essentially, the schools bill is a new group of laws or legislation that the government wants put in place. The reasons that the government is giving is for safeguarding of children and improving education. And I'll get straight to the point, there's no evidence to back this up whatsoever. Several MPs have already spoken out about it and called the government out on the fact that there's no reason for this to be brought in, and the fact that it is going to be very damaging for a lot of people. So here are the main points of the bill and why they are a bad idea. One of the most significant changes that the bill is proposing is a register for all home educated children. This means that every home educating family would have to register with the local authority and be subject to whatever checks the local authority deems appropriate. The bill gives local authorities a clear run to do whatever they like with our information. There doesn't seem to be much data protection, and this obviously has a massive impact on families who are suffering from domestic violence because our data can be passed between local authorities, any agencies and the other parents. It also leaves it entirely up to the individual at the local authority, whoever is working in the home education position at the LA, to deem what is an appropriate education. There have been no proper standards set in place for this. There's also no way that they could really do this because the national curriculum is not an appropriate standard for education for every child. A lot of home educated children have additional needs and the national curriculum is absolutely inappropriate for them. It's extremely ableist. So to enforce school standards on home educating families is a ridiculous idea. The punishments proposed for not complying with this register are absolutely extreme, up to a year in prison or a £2,500 fine. If you don't register, you will be given a school attendance order which forces your child into a school unless you prove that you are providing a decent education within 10 days. That might not seem unreasonable, but schools in general will have at least 6 months to get their act together if an Ofsted report is failing. And there are over 200,000 children in schools that have been failing or inadequate in the UK for over 13 years. So as you can see, this is extremely unequal. These fines and punishments are also going to be applied to people who do not hand over details of home educating families to the local authorities, even if they don't have that information. This means that tutors and groups that our kids might attend are not going to want to work with us anymore. They're simply not going to want to provide services to home educated children when there are such massive risks. So our kids are going to have a worse education because of this bill. If a child is forced into school, there's no provision to say that the school can be good so they can be forced into an inadequate school. It doesn't take into account their mental health, any additional needs or any school trauma they may have experienced. Under the new bill, local authorities can force schools to become academies, essentially making it not their problem. I'm definitely going to run out of time, so this is going to need a part 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell everyone you can about the schools bill, get them to read the actual schools bill, write to your MP about it, do not be complacent about this. And follow me for updates and more info on it.